Thanks for joining me in the world of Pro Tools and sound design. This is the first video of hopefully many to come. I'm going to try and do one a week, maybe two if I got the time. And what we're going to start with is something relatively simple. I'm not really going to go into what a plugin is or any of that right now. I'm relatively aware that most people know what a plugin is, and most people know that this is Pro Tools, and I'm sorry if you're not using Pro Tools. I will try to use things that other DAWs use, such as, I'm using basic pitch shifts, reverses, and a reverb. So this shouldn't be too hard to do in other programs. So what we're going to start with is basically, I'm going to show you how to make your voice sound like a Protoss. And not necessarily, it's not like a Protoss, but it's pretty darn close, and it's very, very, very simple, to be honest. I stumbled across this that a couple bands use. It's used throughout in a lot of projects. You might not recognize it until you actually hear your final project, but yeah, once you hear it, you'll know, oh, well, that's how they did it. Okay. So what we're going to start with is I have 5 waveforms. Each is my voice saying one of the many things that a Protoss would say in the game. And you're not going to hear them right now. At the very end, I'll do a before and after to give you the final product of this. What I want to do is go straight through, show you everything, how to do it, and then at the very end, you'll hear what comes out of my speakers when I do this, and hopefully you can match it to yours. Okay, well, first we want to look at the fact that the Protoss, his voice is a lot deeper, right? Like my voice isn't as deep as a Protoss, so what we're gonna have to do is create copies of each of these waveforms. So holding Option, drag it down. Oop. There we go. Creating copies, and there we go. So now we're going to go up here, use just a basic pitch shifter. If you're not using Pro Tools, then hopefully you have a ratio. And what I'd like to do is put that about 0.8, and that gives me a nice deep sound. And we'll go ahead and render all these. All right. So now they're pitched down, and we want to add the effect of when you hear the Protoss, it almost sounds like it echoes into your brain, and then you hear it. So we want to get that echo to come in. So in order to do that, we need to add a reverb to it, but reverb echoes out the end. So what we have to do to fix that is take each of these waveforms and reverse them. So now I'm saying everything backwards, and that's what we want to do. We want to have the last of my words, the last letter and the last sound said first, and it ends with the first thing I say. So when we go back and we grab our reverb here, I'm using a TrueVerb. If you don't have TrueVerb, that's totally cool. I suggest you just grab any sort of reverb you have. If you're using Audacity or Cubase or whichever, take a look at my settings here. I'm using a basic snare trap setting, and all I'm changing is the decay time to about 1.2 seconds. That gives me a nice, fade in of the echo of the reverb. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us that Protoss-y type sound. So let's go ahead here. Sorry. We're going to render these. Now, each of these has got the reverb added to it. Coming in, coming out. So these are still being said backwards. So once again, we're going to have to flip these. Take out the reverse, flip them back. Okay. Now what you have is you have pitch shifted and added a reverb in reverse to each of these waveforms. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you the before and after, and hopefully this gives you a good idea of things you can do to branch off from here. It's relatively simple. I hope this wasn't too complex. I didn't rush through it. I'm just really trying to give you the quick and dirty of this. And yeah, tune in for some more. I mean, I'm going to keep doing these, and as long as I don't get too much flack from the internet's community. Thanks for watching. My life for ire.
My life for ire.
Entaro Tassadar.
Entaro Tassadar.
We are the blades of ire.
We are the blades of ire.
Cassar de Templari.
Cassar de Templari.
Na Adan Atum.
Na Adan Atum.